Right.
What about that person that's impaired? What about that person that, and again, your reaction has nothing to do with something that happens instantaneously. You guys can take control of yourselves by knowing that there's no one phone call, there's no one text, there's no one emergency that's worth the life of somebody else's. Not one. I don't care what that text is. And you've taught me that, Bill. Greg, great comments here from Greg. A lot of new viewers. Greg Chaffin, always a designated driver, guys. It might save your life or someone else's, and you're right about that. JC, it's a shame that life has to be lost before the politicians get tough on DWI. Amazing comments, you guys. Mindy, exactly, Bill. The drinking is not the issue. It's the irresponsible choice made to get behind the wheel. Yeah, you're right. JC, we need to get tougher on drunk drivers in this country. Former District Attorney of Nassau County, New York, Kathleen Rice. Yeah, she did. Really crack down on DWI offenders after a drunk driver caused an 8-year-old little girl to die as her and her family were driving home in a limo after a wedding, and I do recall that story. Greg, again, we are all accountable for our sessions, nonetheless. And we have, thank you so much for that, Connie. I appreciate that. Please don't drink and drive. Guys, I want to pull up some other video. We've had some other guests that have shown up on face value. Bill, do you remember my friend who I've known for many, many years? I actually remember auditioning him years ago for a film. I want to bring up the video right now. This is my buddy that showed up about a month and a half ago on face value, Phil. Do you remember Phil?
Love Phil. Phil Donahue.
Yes, Phil. That's a real name.
Yep. I love Phil.
Me too. He was a great guest.
Phil, a man's man.
Yes.
Got to know him through the show, and then as you spoke about him and put him on such high regard, and listening to him and his granddaughter. Is that right?
Yes. His niece.
It was his niece. I'm sorry. It was his niece.
Yeah.
And the loss of his niece and what he decided to do with that, and his love and caring for her, and what he still does now to raise awareness and to keep her not only her name but her legacy alive, because she was such a good girl, and you can see that it had such an effect on him, and you could see it in his eyes and his face when he talked about her. He was at peace with that, and then you could see the pain too at the same time.
Right.
And Phil is one of those people that stays in my mind. All our guests affect so greatly, but I remember him just speaking of that little girl and the smile and how it made him feel, and what he's done to continue her legacy and to make sure that she didn't leave us in vain, and terrible disease that took her, and something that so many people are helping to battle and raise awareness of, and Phil just taking his spot in the front of the line to remember his niece has just been amazing.
Very well said. And, I've known Phil for a while, and you're talking about a guy, Hell's Angel guy that, never really shows. He wears his heart on his sleeve, but you never really see him get emotional, because he has old school values, and I can understand that growing up. And the love he had for his niece and still does is incredible. Guys, even though she's no longer with us, Phil constantly brings her up on social media. He's been inspired by Bill. I want to bring this up to Bill Demott. He's been inspired by you to start a foundation on behalf of her.
Oh, that's so awesome.
That's incredible, Bill. It really is.
That's just awesome.
Kelly Coleman, I can't control what happens when my daughter's around other adults when she's outside of my time with her, but I do have the choice to set an example during my time with her, because her earlier comment was, that's one of the reasons I no longer drink. Someone could easily take a picture and post on social media. Plus, it's my responsibility and choice for my daughter not to see me drink. That's from
Kelly girl.
Great comment there. Who does not have a nickname from the Tough Enough days from Bill.
Doesn't have a name. It was just her birthday too, by the way. Happy birthday again, Kelly.
That's right. Yeah, sure. Will you think of a nickname by the new year? Maybe a little something?
I think I will think of a nickname for Kelly.
Okay, there you go. And exactly, yeah, they're the little sponges that notice everything. Kids, sure. Raphael, thank you from Austria for joining us. Hey, Avi. Hey, Bill from Raphael.
Hey, Raphael.
Away from Austria. There is a comment from JC. Mindy McKinney, by drinking, I'm talking about 2 drinks. It's not worth the chance. Doesn't take too much to become impaired. Greg, we must have tougher laws on DWA. That's why, guys and gals, we're always going to bring up your comments. You mean so much to us. There is some more video from other guests that mean as much to us as well, because they came here live and shared their stories and their testimonials. And I'm going to pull up another one. Someone that you guys might recognize, someone that I know Bill will recognize. He's a dear friend of both of ours. This is the day of November the 10th, the day where we embarrassed Bill ad nauseum on his birthday. Ray Lloyd, what a story he told.
What a story. And then and to have Ray share that with us. That's and again, Ray's old school and a very private man, and he does so much for everybody else that I think people forget, especially with a man like Ray who does so much for everybody else, that Ray has a life and Ray has a story and a background and to see and know everything that Ray went through, with his dad and how he keeps his dad's memory alive and with him. Was just amazing to hear, and it just absolutely it started at first. It broke my heart to hear it, and then again, it's the eyes and it's the story, and you go, wait a minute, I now know his dad, and I now feel what Ray made you feel, what he's feeling, and you start to the comfort in memories and the comfort in love, and sometimes it's so good to get that off your chest and share. And it just quickly brings me, because we're talking about Ray and his dad, when we were just talking recently to Paul Rome and his dad.
Yes.
And it's the things that people, and if you could see my face there, I'm watching my friend get emotional talking about his dad.
I know how you feel.
It'd be the same in the locker room. It'd be the same in the car.
Yes.
It's just, I think I get so emotional because I'm so honored that people would share that with me and with our viewers.
And you know what Ray told me, Bill? And guys and gals, Ray and I go back. He's really one of my close friends, and he said this to me. He said that it's not just about the fact that Carrie Ann's was taken from you in 2015. It's not because of that. It's because he knows the kind of person that you are and the heart that you have that made it comfortable for him to show up live and speak about his loss and his experiences. The type of person that you are, Bill.
Oh man, I don't know what to say to that. I don't take. I hope every one of our guests know and our viewers know. I don't take any of this lightly. I don't look forward to this part of the show, although I'm honored to be a part of it, and I don't take it lightly at all. And everyone's story stays with me, and it becomes part of my story, and it becomes part of the one of the flames that stays under me to keep me going. And it's every one of them is inspiring and just
you did that to me because during this segment I opened up, which I don't have.
Yeah, that's right.
And I revealed to the world how I lost someone. Many years ago. Suddenly, as a matter of fact, we're talking about something for someone that was near and dear to my heart back then. And when you deal with loss, it's a lot easier when you're looking at people that you consider friends and brothers sharing their stories. And I almost felt like a wimp not having the strength to summon up, the strength to just talk about what I went through. And that's what you guys were able to do. Show up there and just let the world know that it's relatable. We can all relate to one thing in life. It's life and it's death.
Yes.
There is nothing that we need to do that would be considered a prerequisite to dealing with someone who lost someone, because eventually we all are going to. Yes. And it's that easy to get connected and to relate to one another because we all go through that. And by watching you and Ray during this segment, I just felt so inspired that I had to just go against, my judgment and speak and let you guys know how much I respect you to share that with you. And you guys are incredible, and so are our viewers. Eric John, good afternoon, gentlemen. Thanks so much for this discussion. Thank you. Eric John is on Team Mickey, Bill Demott.
Team Mickey.
I didn't know there was such a team. But
I believe there's shirts out there and everything I saw with Team Mickey.
2021 there will be.
I think there's 32 more Doyles than there were when these shows started.
No, 39.5. Yeah. You're close, though. Greg Chafin, after I had my daughter, I quit drinking. I've only had like one beer in 8 years. That's from Greg, letting us know that. Greg, keep on going there. William Wilson, it's never going to be easy. Responsibility's on you. If you don't have self-control, what do you have control of? And you would be right about that, William. That is awesome. Kelly Coleman, that's awesome. It's an amazing, responsible choice you made for your daughter. You set the standard for her. And Greg, it was always fun when I wrestled and afterwards have fun with the boys in the back. But after my kid was born, it changes. I had to walk away from it. There you go. Guys and gals, after the new year, speaking of wrestling, I don't really call it wrestling, but I'll pull up some videos of some stuff I'm actually finding right now. Finally,
I want to see it.
you don't. You really don't.
I want to see it all.
No, you want to see none.
Every week I want a different match. I want to see it.
Not every week. You'd rather not. You'd rather go back and take the DeLorean and wish you never had. As Michael J. Fox.
Everybody listening, you write into this show, and every week we want one match.
Oh, no. You know what?
Week.
We do promise you guys and gals some laughs, so yes, that's fine. We'll make them laugh a little bit. Kelly Coleman, yes, when you have a child, it changes your view. There's more guests, guys and gals, that I'm going to bring up. People that have really affected us. Paul, I'll bring up Paul's. But this is someone that's been on our show a couple of times, and she was actually on our show last week as well. But the first time we brought her to the show, Mindy. Well, what a story she had to tell, Bill.
And of all the women, and I say this way, of all the women I've met, because I've met very few dads, very few men,
right,
that have been able to come out and speak or been able to go to these things and not feel less than. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I've been blessed with meeting a lot of women and moms and people who have been affected. Of all the people I've met in the past 5 years, the composure and the drive and the just the demeanor of how Mindy goes through her day and life, and how she I don't know how she lives her life. I want to be that tough. I want to be that, right. And I don't mean tough like she has no feelings. I want to be that tough because Mindy's in control, and Mindy makes you listen, and Mindy draws your attention like only certain people can. She controls the room. She can tell her story and bring you into part of her family.
Absolutely.
And she's so strong, and she's so well-spoken. And unfortunately, that comes with all the time that she's had to deal with this. But she doesn't. She does not, and I say this about all the women and the people that I've met. Mindy doesn't look at you and say, "Feel sorry for me."
No. I never got that from her. No, I never got that.
Feel sorry for me. This would be better. No, these women stand shoulder high,
yes,
straight up and down, and say, "This is what my family is. Here's my family. Here's what's happened to us. Here's what we're doing. Here's how you can get involved. But here's what we're doing, even if you don't get involved. And we just want you to know about it. And here's what we're going to do for the communities. And here's what we're going to do for other families. And here's what we're going to do." And not one time. That's the amazing thing, is that Mindy, the Connies, all the people that are affected, not one person. And everyone has the right to come on here and have someone feel sorry for them.
Absolutely.
And nobody, because there's love, there's memory, there's love, there's respect, there's that thing that our loved ones were doing for us and they're going to continue to do. And if everybody listening and following what we're doing, if you remember nothing else, not one time should you feel sorry for us or for the ones that we've lost.
Very well said.
Because that doesn't keep them here. And it doesn't keep us going. What keeps us going is you standing alongside of us, punching us in the arm, going, "I'm inspired. I'm with you. What can we do? How can I share? All these other things. I'm in. I think you're doing great." And that's what we need. And I got on a tangent, but that's what, to me, that's what
fine.
Mindy just is one of those people who emulates all of those things.
I'm going to say this, guys, and this is the time to say it because I see it's continuing, and I really apologize. I don't like doing this. I really don't like doing this. I've received another message here live while I'm pulling up some of these videos. There's a certain someone who watches these shows who claims to be this is actually serious stuff here, who claims to be an Army veteran. Stop sending inappropriate photos to people. If you continue doing that, I will have you blocked from this show completely. Stop sending that. And you know who you are. You know exactly who I'm talking to. When I say you, no more negative comments, no more harassing people. I will ask you to do that, sir. Thank you very much. We will continue right now, guys and gals. Mindy, an incredible guest, and of course,